on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee. My beautiful mandala mug on this side, of course, you see all the lipstick, it says thankful. And I certainly am thankful. Although I gotta say, I don't always feel that. Sometimes I have to remind myself of all the good that I've got in my life. But that's true of all of us. I think at sometimes that human condition can be pretty powerful. So let's see on this beautiful day we've got going today what the universe wants us to know to help us move through this day and the next few days. So the first card that came up was Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up, and everybody is talking, well, everybody in my world is talking about how things are coming to them now. The understandings are really starting to flow in. They are really starting to speed up. Everything is starting to settle in, come to fruition. Plans, energies we've put out there, creations we've been working on, it's all falling into place now. Because the Spirit Keeper of the East wants to remind us new beginnings, the morning, a time of shifting and becoming something different than we were, but no need to be different than we are, wherever we are in our own time-space continuum. And that's really something to remember. You know, this walk that you have on the earth is your walk. It shouldn't mirror someone else's. It shouldn't look like anyone else's. I was posting today, really some of the things that plague me on a regular basis, off and on, was that need to be something different than I am. When was the last time you allowed yourself to just be who you are, not to need to fit into someone else's box? It's something we all need to consider on a regular basis. So the breath of life, that card that came up, is breath carries the forgotten that does not forget. It is loyal to a kingdom mentioned only in the myths that eludes every attempt by the mind to possess it. It knows where the wild things are and invites you there. Visualize a wheel in the center of your chest, and it can look like this. As you spin it slowly with your breath, hear the words Om Mani Padme Hum. That is the mantra of all about the heart opening, falling into your heart, that very center of the God space in your life. It is also a card of healing. And certainly we want to heal from the greatest power we have, and that's the power of love. Love for ourselves. And that really is the message coming through before I came on this morning when I did the post in my Mystic Rising group, that it is time for us to treat ourselves to something luxurious. What does that look like for you? It can be any number of things. For me, one of them is Cheesecake Factory chocolate cake, the Lindy cake. That's luxury for me. Am I going to get that today? Probably not. I don't have time. And so it'll be something else, some way to treat myself moving forward. Make these times a ceremony, because then it becomes part of something special. It's not just another thing. It's, if you're going to buy yourself flowers, now that's something I could do today, maybe. I'm not sure I'll be anywhere that I get to do that. But the truth is, flowers make my heart sing. And so flowers are something I can do for myself. In the summertime, it's as easy as going out into my garden and picking some and bringing them in for me to look at every day, because they minister to me. What ministers to you? As I go in to do something like that, I am thinking about why I do it. Because it makes me feel good, for no other reason in the world. If I'm picking them outside, it's that few minutes that I'm actually there with them outside that I'm thinking about what good it's going to do me. Nobody can do our self-care work, and nothing is as powerful as taking care of ourselves. We this has been, that womb wound that I've mentioned a few times. If you're an unwanted pregnancy, then you have to really learn how to give yourself back what that took away from you, that innocence, the joy that those who are wanted anticipated get to come in with, and certainly those who aren't bringing in past sadness and wounds to be healed. That is why we bring them through, and our ancestors are very grateful as we do our healing work. So ask yourself, what is it that I received in that womb? How can I grow from that? And how do I help heal that? Well, ministering to yourself, doing things that bring you joy, little moments of luxury, and allowing yourself, sometimes it's just time to just be in your own thoughts, especially if you're very busy, if you're a mother with children that are active. That self time becomes even more luxurious because it is fewer and far between, and especially if you're a mother with children at home still, there are a lot of demands on you, and you time is at a premium. So when you don't have quite that much, it is still important because it is you loving you, and there is nothing more powerful than you allowing that unconditional love, that heart space, that wheel to turn in your heart. And that's what Om Mani Padme Hum is about. It is that love, that heart space love that we want to focus on more for ourselves. Healing, I think maybe you can see that, the green beautiful painting that I was gifted by one of the gals that I was co-officing with at the time when my sister passed, and it was a gift of healing, and I keep it there, and I'm reminded of the need to heal that heart space, not just for the loss of my sister, but for the loss of some of the things that the womb wound produces. And dropping into that and just sitting in that, even if you're not sure what it feels like to love. I did a class at Community Ed this month, and one of the gals came up to me afterwards, and she had lived in 41 houses. She was had grown up in the foster system, and what I felt from her were walls, but not like, and she said, what do you feel from me? And I told her, I said, well, I feel walls and I feel resistance, because she said she didn't really know what it felt like to be loved. Because one of the things I will do is drop into my heart space, and I love my grandchildren, I love my children, but right now, those little ones are the ones that, pull our heartstrings. And I go into how that feels when I love them like that, and I turn that around on me. Because when you have a wound in the womb, there is some of that is gone, that unconditional love that really was, it's hard for me to say our right, because that's part of what came in with us to help us learn and grow. And so I don't want to throw out anything, but it is there for healing. And that heart, that Om Mani Padme Hum that you can use in a mantra and drop into your heart space, turn that around on you and allow it to move through you. Minister to yourself. Let two become one. And that really needs to go into this one as well, that angel of balance. This is your masculine self and your feminine self come into balance, the doer and the receiver. Right now, the world needs us to receive, and that's in my quiet time before I came on this morning. I was talking with Uriel and asking, what am I bringing through today? What can I do and say to help someone along their path and along their way? And that balance, that's the receiving, because I've got a lot of things to do today. My workshop is on Sunday. I've got to, my focus needs to be there with all the other physical things that I've got to do today. So balance out. In the process, I am in a constant receiving mode. I'm open, willing, and ready. Guide me to see the things. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? To see the things that are going to help me along my way, or that I need to bring forward for someone else's benefit. And so balance out and just be willing. The hows of all of our unfolding and transformation here really isn't our problem, isn't our business. It is being open, willing, and ready and allowing the guides, the angels, God, Creator, the universe, source energy, the great I am, to come in and guide us through this, give us awarenesses, let us see things in a different way that give us new understandings. That's what this balance is about, and receiving while we are in the doing. It is all who we are, masculine and feminine. We're getting another call, the opportunity to improve your plans. That's the moon card, and we are just coming off of a beautiful full moon, a powerful one. They all are powerful. I love playing with them all. I posted something about the full moon and the power of that on my neighborhood page, and I had a man reach out and say, Victoria, with all due respect, stop smoking dope. And we had a conversation back and forth. Or I just asked him, I went, respect? And then I wrote to him. I didn't lash out at him, because honestly, the energy behind it, number one, that doesn't help. Number two, that wasn't that kind of an energy, but it was definitely a judgment energy. So we went back and forth a bit, and then I just posted the understandings I have about the power of the moon and why we would want to incorporate it, and how, that, and he didn't have a God standpoint or a Christian standpoint to his remarks, but it was like, this doesn't discount our walk with God. Even if you're very Christian, it actually enhances it. It utilizes all aspects of what God brought us into this world to use. So we've got the moon. We want to capitalize on that energy and indulge ourselves in it. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready. And I put all my crystals out. I went out, did some release work and some manifestation work, because there are things I'm bringing through right now. And I want to open up those doors. Sometimes we don't even know the blocks that are present in it. That I'm open, willing, and ready will give us that guidance. And the last card that came up was Parvati Goddess, positive changes. Now is the time to capitalize on that. Really, where's the downside to positive changes and allowing them to come through for us, so that our vibe is higher? We're sharing that out in the world. It raises the vibrations of others. Again, it's your business to do your work around things. If you have consternation and worry about someone you love, keep shedding love on them. That intentional, you can love them, but that intentional sending to them that love energy is transformational, is the thing that will help them step into their path on a more regular basis, even if they don't know it here. That is the power you've got. To change them, no. It is not within our power to change someone else. It is only in our power to do our work. So our vibes go out and help someone shift into what their next highest vibe is, their next path, any of that. So a beautiful, beautiful reading today. Very high vibe. Choose that. Choose to release some of what's holding you back, even if you don't know what that is. I'm open, willing, and ready. Guide me. Some things will come up for you that you go, did not know that. Something I need to consider, and show me what that looks like. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.